Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing a collection video. In today's video I'm going to be covering all of my 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray titles that I've accumulated over the past 2 years of collecting the format. So I've been collecting the format since November of 2017. That was the month that I picked up my 4K TV and my 4K player. So before we get started, I'll just kind of explain how I'm going to do this. Obviously, I have quite a few here to talk about. So a lot of these, I'm probably not going to talk about the movie themselves because a lot of these or pretty much all of these are mainstream titles. There's not really any in here that you might not have heard of before. So I am going to focus mainly on the transfers themselves on the 4K disc, whether it's worth an upgrade or if it's worth buying at all. So that's just how it's going to work. I'm going to try not to make this really long. It's a mixture. Some people like long videos, some people like a short video. So hopefully it'll be no more than 30 minutes. Alright guys, so before we get started, if you're interested in any of these titles that I show you, any of the box sets or the steelbooks, I do have an unboxings playlist on my channel. I'll leave the link in the description down below if you want to check out any of the unboxings of these. If there is not an unboxing but you want to see one, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be sure to make an unboxing video for you. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's get started with my most recent pickups for the 4Ks, and then after that we'll go straight into the A to Z. Alright guys, so let's start. So the first item we have here is the Mummy trilogy. I know a lot of people in the UK probably picked this up this past week. Zoom.co.uk had this for £17. Or £18, which works out to £6 a 4K. Incredible deal. I just got this in the mail yesterday, which was Monday, so I've only watched the first film so far, and it looked fantastic on 4K. Other than a couple establishing shots looked a little bit soft, it wasn't exactly sharp, but the main scenes of the film looked fantastic. Great use of HDR. It was a massive upgrade from the Blu-ray release that came out a number of years ago. Very nice release. I did do just an unboxing of this yesterday because I noticed on YouTube before buying this, no one had really uploaded an unboxing of the UK edition. It was either the European edition or the American box set. So I do have an unboxing of this on my channel if you want to see the contents of it. But yeah, very nice release. Sorry if there's glare, I'm trying to kind of focus and keep that to a minimal. But yeah, definitely worth picking up. But I would say now, maybe hold off till maybe Black Friday. This might come back down on sale on the Zoom website. So yeah, the Mummy trilogy. Next up, we have the steelbook for Captain Marvel. I enjoyed Captain Marvel. I didn't love the film. I thought it was a bit of a weaker film in the Marvel franchise. I didn't really care to see a solo movie for Captain Marvel. I just liked her in Endgame. But it was a fun movie. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't really care for it as much as the other Marvel films. But it's still a fun film. I'll still go back and watch it every couple times that I watch all the Marvel films. And yeah, it looked really solid on 4K. Very vibrant and colourful in a lot of scenes. So yeah, very nice. And I will mention quickly, I do have them in kind of these protective sleeves. Most of my 4K steelbooks are in the hard plastic cases, like the slip cases. But not all of them are, so some of these are just in the bags. But I'm trying to get rid of the bags and try and get the proper slipcover protectors. So there's Captain Marvel. Alright guys, the next one we have is Exodus Gods and Kings. I picked this up recently from eBay. I'd always heard that this was a demo disc, and I 100% agree with that statement. This is a demo-worthy disc, purely for the sharpness. It is so sharp, you can tell the detail on everything, the outline of everything, all the jewellery that the women are wearing, all the armour that the men are wearing in battle, all the set pieces and the sets that they were filming on. Absolutely beautiful, and a great use of HDR as well on this one. And it's not one of Ridley Scott's best movies, but it's definitely a good film. I've yet to see a Ridley Scott film that I don't like. So definitely worth a pickup if you collect 4Ks. And the other one, again, another demo disc that I finally bought. This was part of the buy one get one free in HMV. Yeah, finally picked up The Revenant, and I did watch it, and it looks beautiful. I can see why this is everyone's favourite 4K release to date, because it looks beautiful. The way they shot the film, the way they colour graded the film, it's all very natural lighting. It's a beautiful disc, so definitely another demo disc there for everyone to watch. See, try to keep it snappy. I'm trying to keep it snappy. And then the other one I got with the buy one get one free is I picked up Widows with the nice slipcover. Yeah, big fan of this movie. I thought it was a great heist film. I thought it was actually a really good story, a very unique story. You know, it wasn't just a heist where they wanted to make money. It was more of they had to do it or else. So it was a very good story, more detailed than your average heist film. I really recommend this film if you haven't already. It was shot on film, and the digital intermediate is 4K, so it does look fantastic on 4K as well. So definitely worth a pickup in 4K. Alright, so from now on, it's going to be A to Z, all the current titles that I've got. As I said, there's over 100, so I'll try and make this quick. First of all, we have the 40th anniversary edition of Alien. This is one of those cases that I talked about. It's kind of like a slipcover case thing, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Alien, absolute mega film. Love this film. I've seen it countless times now. I usually go back to this every Halloween. I don't consider it a horror film. I more consider it a sci-fi film, but it is kind of a sci-fi horror, so I do kind of go back to this every Halloween, every October. And of course now this year I can do it in 4K. I have watched it in 4K and it looks absolutely beautiful. They did an amazing job cleaning up the movie and putting it on 4K because it looks fantastic. So really worth the upgrade, even if you have that big box set, which I have as well. Of course, because this is the only Alien film on 4K out of the original 4 films. But a must-have for any collection. Even on Blu-ray, it's a must-have if you collect Blu-rays. And then, of course, we do have Alien Covenant as well. Nice steelbook edition as well. Typically, I will buy steelbook releases if they're available. In recent weeks, I've been kind of thinking about stopping just because they're a bit expensive now, and I think times a lot of the covers are kind of boring, but that's another video in itself. But Alien Covenant, I enjoyed this film. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. Not as much as Prometheus. I think I enjoyed Prometheus a lot more. But it's not a bad movie at all. I really enjoyed it, and it's still better than Resurrection. So anything better than that, I'll accept it. Next up, we've got American Assassin. This is the US release. This was like $8 in Best Buy at Black Friday, which is like £6 British. So when I was picking stuff up from Best Buy, which someone was shipping over to me, I thought, yeah, I'll pick it up, because at the time it was still like £20 in the UK. So I thought 6 instead of 20, can't go wrong with that. Came with a slip as well. Not in the best shape, the slip cover, but it'll do. But a really underrated film. I know a lot of people who haven't watched this who would love it. A really solid action film. I highly recommend you watch American Assassin. It's on the UK Netflix, if you have Netflix. But definitely worth a pickup. Great movie. Next up, we've got American Made with Tom Cruise. Another one which I think just got added to Netflix. Solid movie, enjoy it. I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan, but I do enjoy this film a lot. I've seen it a couple times. And it looks really good on Blu-ray, or 4K I should say. Yeah, the colours are very vibrant. The sharpness is very good on the film as well. It does look very nice. Some very nice detail in certain scenes. So yeah, American Made. Next one, this is a more recent purchase as well. We have Annihilation, which of course was a Netflix film. At first I wasn't a big fan of this film, but rewatching it on 4K about a week ago, I really enjoyed the film. I understood it a lot more. I kind of knew what to expect, obviously, so I kind of went into it not as hyped up about the film, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the director did a fantastic job with the world that they entered. It looked very, very creative, very colourful, and it's definitely one disc to finally pick up because they shot it in 4K, 6K and 6.5K, if I'm not mistaken. Might have even been 8K, now that I think about it. But you can easily tell what shots were filmed in 8K because it's so much sharper than the rest. Like the crocodile scene or the alligator scene when they're at the lake, amazing in 4K. It is the most pristine thing I've ever watched. So definitely worth a pickup in 4K. Next up, we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, another steelbook from Zavvi. Again, I didn't care for this one as much as some of the other Marvel films, but again, it wasn't a bad film. It was enjoyable, very entertaining, and it certainly looked very good on 4K. Again, some nice colours in there. The detail was great. Yeah, definitely worth a pickup. This one, I think, is probably a demo disc. So far for this year alone, we have Aquaman, definitely a demo disc. I mean, it's unbelievable. This looks so realistic in certain scenes because of how sharp it is, how much detail there's in it, all the colours, how natural it looks. It's incredible. Oh, sorry. It's incredible. It really, really is. The realism of it. Sometimes it can make it a bit obvious that it's a green screen or like a studio that they've filmed the scene in. But other than that, it is a flawless disc. It really is a beautiful, beautiful disc. When they go through Atlantis in that little vehicle thing that they go on, it is incredible. It really is. So definitely worth a 4K pickup. The next one, I have not seen this film yet, and I haven't watched it on 4K, of course, because I haven't seen it yet. But that is Arrival, which I got on Boxing Day. I've still to check this movie out. I'm a huge Amy Adams fan, so I'm sure I'll like this one a lot. But as you can see, it's still sealed. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to watching that one. Next up, we've got Atomic Blonde. This is a reissue steelbook from Zavvi. I'm a huge fan of this film. I know a lot of people, it's either you love it or you hate it. I am on the love side. I love this film so much. The action scenes were fantastic. I love kind of the spy film genre, so I really like this one with all the spy kind of storylines in it. John Goodman's great in it as well, and of course Charlize Theron. And not an amazing 4K, but it definitely has some very nice HDR moments. A lot of the lighting in the film's great, especially when she's in like the bars or the restaurants and there's kind of the neon lights. Her hotel room as well really shows the HDR. So it's a very nice disc to pick up for the HDR alone. And then we have Avengers Infinity War. Of course, Endgame comes out next month over here in the UK. But yeah, an absolute beautiful disc. I'm sure everyone has this on 4K. An absolute beautiful disc to show off to your friends or family. Super sharp, super colourful, not oversaturated. You know, they didn't kill it with the colour. They did it perfectly. Definitely worth the pickup. But again, I'm sure everyone has that already. On to the bees now. So we're on the second stack, and we're at 15 minutes. So it's definitely going to be over half an hour. Baby Driver, great movie, looks great on 4K. Not much else to say. I've watched it quite a few times already. Then we have Batman v Superman. Very nice in HDR, some very nice moments. Of course, the extended cut of the film is the better version of the film to watch, which they did include on the 4K. So yeah, again, I'm sure everyone has that. My favourite release of the year so far, and that is Black Hawk Down. I'm a huge, huge fan of this film. Ridley Scott is my favourite director, but this is my favourite release for a good number of reasons. First of all, the really nice steelbook from Best Buy. Of course, there's the J card on the back, but yeah, a gorgeous steelbook from Best Buy. It has the theatrical and the extended cut, both on 4K, which were previously unreleased on Blu-ray. It comes with a buttload of extras, including lots of commentaries. It comes with a couple documentaries on the real life events. It has the Essence of Combat documentary, which is the 2.5-hour making of. And the picture quality is one of the best qualities I've seen, or best transfers I've seen on 4K. It is a huge night and day difference with the 4K and the Blu-ray. This is a must-have for anyone. My favourite release of the year, and I don't think anything will top that. So, yeah, Black Hawk Down. We've got Black Panther. This is the Zavi Steelbook. I think that's the front there, yeah. Yeah, big fan of this film. I've only seen it once, but it was really good. I do plan on rewatching it very soon, and it looks gorgeous in 4K. Marvel are doing a great job with their 4Ks. My second favourite film of last year, we have Black Klansman, which was shot on film, and it was finished at 4K, so it looks very good on 4K. And of course, I enjoyed the film because it's my second favourite film of the year. So, yeah, very good film. Probably my favourite steelbook that I own in the collection on 4K, we have Blade Runner 2049. An absolute stunning transfer of the 4K disc to go along with a stunning steelbook. But really, this is again a demo disc in 4K. The colours, the detail, the sharpness, the clarity, the depth, amazing, utter amazing. Next up, we've got Braveheart. Very good film. Of course, I'm Scottish. I love this film. Great movie though. I really love Mel Gibson. I would say I like him in directing more than acting, because some of the films he's made have just been masterpieces in my opinion. Apocalypto, Passion of the Christ, two of the big ones that he's directed. But Braveheart is an amazing film, and they really did the transfer right on this one. It looks far more better than the Blu-ray. I know a lot of people had issues playing that on their players. If you have a Panasonic player, it works on that. That's all I can tell you. Then we've got Bridge on the River Kwai, which I've not watched yet in 4K, but I have seen the film. I had it on Blu-ray. I wasn't going to upgrade originally, but when I saw it for £10, I thought, yeah, I'll pick it up. It was the first year that I was collecting 4Ks. Then we've got a box set of the Dark Knight trilogy. I remember when this came out, there was a lot of hassle with trying to try and get a copy, because I think originally there wasn't a big pressing, so demand was pretty high. But I remember my HMV got one copy, so I had to pick it up, and they look amazing on 4K. Even if you have the Blu-rays, which also look good, it doesn't compare to the 4K. So yeah, an amazing set. Comes with all the extras that were previously released as well. Then we've got Deadpool 2 on Steelbook, which comes with, I think, 4 discs. I've yet to pick up the first film in 4K. I have it on Steelbook on Blu-ray. Not as good as the first one by a lot, but I did enjoy the film. It was a good sequel, and it had some good action and some good humour in it. So yeah, Deadpool 2. Then we have one of the few first 4Ks I got, Deepwater Horizon. This was £10 on Black Friday, I think, on Amazon a couple of years ago, I think 2017. Of course, explosions and flames look fantastic on 4K, so it's really one that everyone should have. On to the next stack. We have this really nice set for the Deer Hunter, the 40th anniversary edition. An absolute mammoth of a set. I believe there is a standard edition of this that you can pick up if you don't want to shell out for this. But this comes with 4 discs. You got the 4K disc, the Blu-ray, a Blu-ray bonus feature disc, and the CD soundtrack. But you get a full script of the movie. You get the digipack with all the discs. You get some art cards. So a very, and I think you get a separate booklet as well. So a very nice release, and it's a great movie. It's a long movie, but it's a great movie. But I've yet to watch it in 4K for that reason. It's a long movie. But I cannot wait to check it out again on 4K. Next up, we've got Die Hard, which you can see is still sealed, but I got this for £10. I heard the colour on this is far better than the Blu-ray, and that was my main complaint with the Blu-ray, so I went ahead and grabbed that one while it was cheap. We've got some Christopher Nolan again. We've got Dunkirk, great movie. Not as good as I was hoping it was going to be, but it was still a great movie. I wasn't expecting like a full-on battle film because I already knew the story of Dunkirk, so I wasn't disappointed with the story. But it's a good movie. It's definitely worth owning. I would love to. On my top of my wish list is Inception and Interstellar, especially from Nolan. So I need to pick those up. Then we've got The Equalizer. Really good film. I checked this out. I picked this up on Zoom Day for £10, and I blind buyed it and I watched it and I loved it. So I'm eagerly wanting to pick up number 2. But it's very expensive still. It's about £27. So I'm going to wait for either 2 for 30 or if it's on offer. My favourite film of last year, we have Green Book. I just loved this film. I thought it was so well done. I thought the performances by the 2 actors were fantastic. And my mum and dad really liked the film as well when I showed them it. But I did get this from America. I had it shipped over from my friend Willis Scridia. You might know him. And yeah, it looks great on 4K. Again, it was shot in film and it was finished on 4K digital intermediate. So it looks really, really nice. And certain scenes look amazing compared to the Blu-ray. And a lovely slipcover on there. So yeah, Green Book. This is probably one of my most watched 4Ks. I love this film. I saw it in the cinemas. We have Hacksaw Ridge. Again, Mel Gibson directing. I can't believe I forgot this one when I mentioned Apocalypto. An amazing film, and the directing is an absolute incredible achievement for Mel Gibson. Love this film so much. Andrew Garfield's best movie by far. And yeah, it looks fantastic on 4K. Really, really good. Definitely worth a pickup. Some horror. We've got Halloween 2018. The very nice steelbook from HMV. Great movie. Really enjoyed it. I do need to pick up the first original film in 4K. I just haven't done it yet. I'm hoping maybe in October it'll be on sale for maybe £10. So I'm holding off. We've got Hitman's Bodyguard. A fun kind of action comedy buddy cop movie. Although they're hitmen. I'll tell you something, Lionsgate are doing some of the best 4K releases. I think this is a gorgeous looking transfer. Really, really detailed, a massive upgrade in detail, and the HDR is fantastic on this. Definitely worth upgrading if you are doing it on Blu-ray. Another one from Best Buy, we have Hunter Killer. Do you call this a guilty pleasure? I absolutely love this film. I thought it was a great action, not war movie, because they were on the verge of war, but they weren't at war. So I would just say an action film, but an absolutely brilliant film, great submarine film, and it looks great on 4K. So again, definitely worth the pickup. More horror, we've got It, the 2017 film. Really enjoyed this one. Didn't really scare me, but I enjoyed the film. I liked the story. The performances were good by the kids in the film, and I'm looking forward to number 2. So yeah. Definitely one to pick up if you have an OLED TV, because that'll really impress people. Then we've got Jason Bourne. I picked this up in Curry's, the electronics store. They had this on clearance for £6, so I picked it up and it came with the cool slipcover as well. It's kind of one of those plastic slipcovers. But yeah, really enjoyed the movie. The most recent time I watched it though, I did see why people had an issue with the editing. It's a bit all over the place sometimes, but it's a great movie. The Las Vegas action scene is fantastic. Some more horror. We got Jigsaw, which I'm a huge fan of. I really like the first 2 Saw films. Everything after that, kind of meh. But I love Jigsaw. I thought it was a huge, huge comeback for the franchise, and I can't wait to see where they go with it. Great movie, and surprisingly amazing on 4K. The colors in this are so much nicer. The detail as well. Seeing all the intricate little parts of the booby traps that are set up. Really worth the pickup. I love that cover as well. The cover's great. I'll show you them together. We have both the John Wick films. I've not seen number 3 yet. I'm really excited. I was going to get the steelbook, but I think I'm just going to pick up the regular because I have these 2 on slipcover editions. So it makes sense to continue and get slipcovers. But the first John Wick looks great on 4K. John Wick 2 looks amazing. Again, maybe a demo disc from 2017. Yeah, the colors on that pop out the screen. Amazing. Then we got Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Buy this purely for the HDR. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And a great movie as well. Make sure the stacks don't fall over. We got the French steelbook for Justice League. I got this because it had the 3D included. An okay movie, a bit average, but it was okay. But again, the HDR on this really pops with all the colours. Definitely worth a pickup. And it's nice to see it in full screen because you get the full benefit of your big screen. This movie was a big letdown. We have Fallen Kingdom, or Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Big letdown. I've seen it twice now and I'm not a fan of it really that much. It was okay, but the first Jurassic World movie was so much better. But I guess it looked good on 4K, so yeah. Then we've got some kids fun. We've got Lego Movie. Great movie. At first I wasn't keen on it, but rewatching it a couple of times, I do really enjoy the film. And then of course we do have the Lego Batman movie, my favourite out of the series. Such a good film. Such a good film. So funny. Lots of different references to things. And seeing all the characters in one movie was awesome. So really like that. Look amazing on 4K. Again, I wouldn't really say the sharpness in that was any better, but the HDR was a lot better in that than rather than the Blu-ray. So yeah, definitely worth a pickup. I do not have Lego Movie Part 2. I've seen it, but I haven't got it yet. Then we have Lone Survivor, a great movie. I'm a huge fan of Mark Wahlberg, and especially the collaboration he did with Peter Berg with Lone Survivor, Deep Water, Patriots Day, and Mile 22. But Lone Survivor was the best one they've done, and again, gorgeous in 4K. A lot of outdoor scenes look amazing on 4K, so that's like right up there with one of the best. We have Mission Impossible Fallout, which, believe it or not, I haven't seen yet. Need to check it out. One of the few from last year that I haven't seen. Murder on the Orient Express. I got this on Boxing Day. I have seen the film, but just not in 4K yet. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. We have Oblivion. This was an R1 Curry's we're getting rid of for £5 on clearance. The movie was okay. The 4K again was just okay. But I want to give it a rewatch before I consider trading or selling it. We have Overlord. A really good horror kind of war movie. I'm a huge fan of this film. It was really, really good. Very refreshing to see as well. And the opening sequence is incredible. In the movie, but also on disc as well. It looks incredible. Definitely worth picking up. Great movie. Move those there. We've got 3 more stacks to go, so we're getting there. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Because it's Disney, we did not get a UK release of this, so I had to get it from Australia. But luckily, someone on eBay had it, so I didn't have to import it. Looks fantastic on 4K, very vibrant. The daytime scenes look incredible. And a very decent sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean, because I know I liked them all, but A World's End was kind of a weaker one out of the series, but Them Telling of Tales was really good. War for the Planet of the Apes, the conclusion to the trilogy. Yeah, love Planet of the Apes, fantastic series. Of course, I love the original films as well. Definitely worth the pickup again as well. Nice steelbook edition as well. Another one from Black Friday and Best Buy, we got The Post. Did not get a 4K release in the UK. I loved this film, thought it was great. It was a very interesting story that I did not know about. And Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep worked well together on screen. And the 4K was very good. I thought the sharpness was great on it. The detail was definitely an upgrade. A bit of a bland film in terms of colour. So you're really not going into this for the HDR. It's more of the upgraded resolution. So, but yeah, great movie. I'll show this one first. We've got Predator. Potentially my favourite sci-fi film. There's a couple that I go between as being my favourite, but I think it is this one. One of the best 4K remasters there's been. It looks incredible on 4K. The HDR looks amazing. Of course, they kept all the film grain in there to get the best amount of detail for the film. Truly an amazing transfer. Then we've got The Predator. Okay. Did not like the humour. I wanted it to be serious. I did not like the humour. Action scenes were okay. The kid in the movie was actually pretty decent, but overall, it's just an okay movie. I didn't love it. A great horror movie from last year, A Quiet Place. Great movie with Emily Blunt, and really nice on 4K. Again, if you have an OLED display, this will really benefit from that. Of course, a lot of it's in the nighttime, or their dark scenes in general. Yeah, great transfer on that one. Then we've got some pure cheese. We've got Rampage with The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson. I really enjoy his films. I think they're really fun. You know, instead of watching a serious film or a scary film, you could just sit and have a laugh and watch a good action film. I enjoy this quite a bit. The 4K is very nice amount of detail upgraded. A lot of the resolution in general is very good on that one. I remember it being very sharp, especially in the city. Ready Player One. Again, this one, majority for HDR reasons that you'd want to get this, because of course it's a very colourful film, looks beautiful, and it's a great movie. I really enjoyed this film a lot. It was such a fun ride. Seeing all the cameos from different characters in the movie. Of course, the Shining scene was awesome to see. I was gutted though, because they did not include the Blade Runner scene, which is in the book, so that was a bit disappointing. We've got Best Buy Steelbook for Red Sparrow. One of the most underrated films in the last couple of years. Again, I love the spy genre, so I absolutely loved this. She was a Russian spy. Loved this film. Of course, she went to Sparrow School, so that's why it's called Red Sparrow. And yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic film. And very nice upgrade from the Blu-ray. It was shot on film. It was finished in 4K, so it looks very, very nice. And some very nice highlights of HDR in the movie. The reason why it's still sealed is I did have the regular US edition, because the film's uncut, whereas in the UK it's cut. So I did have the regular, but I recently got the steelbook. So that's how I already know what it looks like on 4K, but it's still sealed. We got Saving Private Ryan. Great movie. One of the best 4K transfers again. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me on that. Far, far superior over the Blu-ray. This one I haven't seen yet, and I haven't watched on 4K yet. We have Schindler's List. I got this for £10 on Zoom Day. Just waiting for a time to watch it that I'm in the mood for. I know it's not exactly the best or easiest film to watch, so I'll watch it at some point, but not right now. The Shallows, an amazing film. I thought this was a really strong horror, and it's demo quality 4K. it's in my top 5 4K releases. It is a gorgeous disc. Detail, the sharpness, the clarity of it. It's like you're looking out a window, as people say. Absolutely amazing. Great movie. The Shape of Water, the Best Picture winner. Good movie, didn't love it, but it was a good film. I do like Del Toro. I love the Hellboy films. But this looked really impressive on 4K. One of my favourite films in the last 10 years, Sicario. Absolutely love this film. Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, Emily Blunt. Amazing. Love seeing them together on screen. Such an intense movie. Absolutely love it. One of the biggest upgrades compared to Blu-ray. Every desert scene looks so much nicer because the color correction on the 4K is so much better. A massive upgrade. Then of course we have Sicario 2. Not as good as the first one, which I was expecting, but it's still a really good sequel. I believe this was in my top 10 of last year, and it looks really good on 4K. Second last stack, we're almost there, we're at 40 minutes. We have Skyscraper. I did say I like Dwayne Johnson's movies. One of his weaker films in my opinion from recent years, but it was still a fun time. Of course there's a lot of fire and flames in this movie, so it looks really nice on the 4K. Very sharp in places as well. Then we've got Spider-Man Homecoming, my favourite Spider-Man film to date. Great movie, looks fantastic on 4K. Then we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, a very interesting graphically movie. Of course it's not just your typical animated film, but great movie, great story, and very vibrant on 4K. This one, I was a little disappointed on the 4K. I really didn't see much of an upgrade from the Blu-ray to the 4K, and that was Split. Terrific movie, loved the movie. I've yet to pick up Glass, but it was really good. But yeah, in terms of the picture quality, when I compared them, the Blu-ray and the 4K, I didn't get much of an upgrade. But I only paid £10 for it, and I didn't actually own it on Blu-ray, so it was a first-time purchase. Then we have Solo, a Star Wars story. It was alright, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed seeing the origins of Solo somewhat. It was a good movie, I enjoyed it. I liked the Darth Maul scene, that was pretty cool. And it looked good on 4K. Again, nothing really special with the 4K on that one. I think it was just okay. Then we've got Sully, one of the best looking 4Ks in terms of resolution. This was shot in 6K, so it looks really nice. The clarity, the detail, everything, top notch. I'll show you these at once. We have Star Trek, Abrams Star Trek. We got Into Darkness, and we have Beyond. Some of my go-to films, if I want sci-fi action, these are some of my go-to films. So I did buy these pretty much straight away when I got 4K, and they look gorgeous on 4K. Really, really nice, especially the third film, I thought. Yeah, a must-have trilogy. Next up, we've got The Last Jedi, Star Wars. I enjoy the film. I don't hate it. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's part of the series for me. I watch it when I watch the rest of them. And, yeah, very nice in 4K. Again, the HDR on this really stood out. A lot of very strong colours in this one, which were great. And, yeah, very nice and sharp in terms of how sharp it was. We got Thor Ragnarok, a beautiful 4K. I mean, you talk about sharpness, it is, again, like Exodus, you can tell every little part of the outline of everything. It is a gorgeous looking transfer, and very, very colourful as well. That's a must-have disc. Tomb Raider, very good film. I hear they're doing a sequel, which I'm excited for. And again, sharpness on this is incredible. Any of the scenes in London where there's like skyscrapers and things, every detail, like every single window, the actual building outline itself is very detailed. The harbour scene where she's on the harbour trying to look for a boat, that definitely looks like something you're looking at a window. It looks really realistic, so definitely worth that one. Next up we've got Venom on the steelbook. This is a second copy I have. My first copy was damaged, but I did send it back and get a replacement. But I did watch it before I sent it back, so I know the film looks good on 4K, and I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a very good film. Alright, on to our last stack of movies, although the next one's a TV show. Westworld, Season 1. Great show. I've yet to get Season 2, but I have Season 1 in this nice tin edition. An absolute fantastic series. Of course, I'm a big Western fan, and I love the original movie, so to get a whole TV show based around that was incredible. And yeah, this looks beautiful in 4K. I know the director of the show is a big 4K fan, so he made sure that the 4K got the right treatment. So yeah, I still need to get Season 2, but I will do. Next up, we got the X-Men trilogy, which of course has X-Men, X-Men 2, and X-Men Last Stand. I've yet to watch these in 4K, but yeah, I love the films, so I got that for like £17 as well. That was a good deal. And then we do also have Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. Still to pick up first class. But yeah, again, really good films. X-Men's probably my favourite franchise of superhero films, other than the Dark Knight trilogy. So I do really like going back and watching these quite often. And Apocalypse especially looks phenomenal. I put this in my player last night just to look at some of the scenes because it's such a beautiful disc. Again, the HDR is phenomenal, and again, the sharpness is just so crystal clear. So yeah, definitely worth the upgrade on those if you don't have them. Alright guys, so that is my entire 4K collection. I notice we're at 43 minutes now, which is pretty good for timing. It might have felt like I rushed through some of these, but I didn't want the video to be like an hour long. I know not everyone has time to watch all that. But yeah, there we go, that is everything. Of course, every month I'm getting new titles, so it's never going to be complete. But I do typically like doing one of these every 6 months to kind of show you how the collection has built over time. And it's good for me as well, because I can have a look back and remember when I've only got like 6 4Ks. So it's good for me as well as you guys, because I know everyone likes a good collection video. So guys, if there is any titles here that you'd like to see in detail furthermore, again, check out my unboxing playlist down in the description. There's a good chance that there'll be an unboxing in that playlist. If there is no video of that item that you want to see, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll definitely make a video at some point showing you what you wanted to see. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. It really shows your support and I'd really much appreciate it. Hit that like button, again, shows your support on the video, and it might make me want to do a Blu-ray collection if it gets enough like. Also down in the description, you can see my Instagram and my Twitter account, so you can give me a follow on there. Really appreciate that. I quite often tweet out or post when I make a new video. Any new pickups that I get, you usually see on Instagram before I do a video showing you what I've got. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Stay awesome, take it easy, peace.